So he got a grappler's delight when the number 9 ranked light heavyweight Paul Bear Drew Craig drops down to middleweight to face number 14 ranked middleweight Andre Muniz. Paul Craig is coming off back-to-back losses to Volkan Ozdemir and to Johnny Walker at light heavyweight, while Muniz is coming off a loss to Brendan Allen, where he was submitted for the first time ever in his career. Paul Craig is making his debut at middleweight, and he is a very dangerous submission guy. 13 of his 16 wins are by submission, and he has hit some submissions that just came out of nowhere. He has won fights where he was down big. The fight against Ankalaev comes to mind, a win that has aged very great, and a submission win against Nikita Krylov where he was also losing. He's so dangerous, he can flip the script from anywhere. I do think his striking is evolving very slowly, and I don't think he can hold his own against some good strikers. Luckily for him, he's facing another grappler in Andre Muniz, who is also a big threat on the ground. 15 of his 23 wins are by submission. And just like Paul Craig, this guy is also very dangerous from his back. I think both guys grapple very differently. I think Paul Craig is more opportunistic with his submission attempts, while I think Muniz is way better at controlling his opponents and then looking for those attempts. So I think Andre is a bit more well-rounded overall when it comes to the grappling. And when it comes to that striking, just like Paul Craig, Andre Muniz is not that great. But out of the both of them, I do think that Muniz is a bit more comfortable when he's thrown his strikes. He looks a bit more natural, and he hasn't shown to be afraid to get very aggressive when it comes to throwing strikes. And I do think that's going to help him win some points if this fight does go to decision. Paul Craig is a big guy. He's coming down from light heavyweight. He will be taller, but Andre Muniz still has the reach advantage. I expect this fight to be very, very close. The odds have Andre Muniz as a minus 235 favorite and Paul Craig as a plus 190 dog. And I am curious who's going to shoot first. A lot of times these grappling battles turn into striking affairs. But I think in this fight, both guys have the confidence to take this fight to the ground. I think both guys believe they're better there. Muniz famously stated that he was a better grappler than Jacare before he fought Jacare. So with that confidence, I do see him not being afraid to take Paul Craig to the ground. So my guess is Muniz shoots first. The only way I see him not taking that shot first is if that last loss is still lingering in the back of his mind. It was the first time ever he was submitted. That's probably got to hurt a little bit. But that being said, I think overall Andre Muniz is a little more well-rounded. I think his striking is going to win him some points on the feet. I think he's just going to fare better when it comes to the striking. And if this fight does hit the ground, I do think he's smart enough to avoid the dangerous positions and even threaten his own submissions. I do think this is going to be a very close fight. I'm going to go Muniz, but there might be some value there with Paul Craig. But yeah, let me know down below what you think. Do you think I'm underestimating Paul Craig? Let me know down below. Leave a comment. And yeah, it's going to be a great night of fights. Do not forget to tune in, and I'll see you next week for UFC 291. But until then, take care.